there's just something that is so important while we're on our journey, and that is trust. To trust that everything is happening for you instead of to you. To trust that, especially when you connect to that higher intelligence, that you will get to where you're meant to go. A lot of the times we force something to happen in our life. We think that, oh, we haven't done enough work, we haven't become enough of who we're meant to be, and we constantly look for something that's not here in the present moment. And for me, the crown chakra is a lot about this. It's a lot about trusting the timing, the divine timing of how your life is unfolding. Because you're exactly where you're meant to be. You are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment.
Welcome to Just Being Me. This is your sanctuary for all things real, magical, and unapologetically you. Here, we weave together the threads of balanced living, self love, and creative expression. Because stepping into who you're meant to be is equal parts exhilarating and messy, and it's all part of the plot. I am your host, Emma Garter, and I'm a self expression coach and creatrix. Each week, we'll dive into heart centered conversations, playful explorations, and a little bit of everyday enchantment. Whether you're figuring out life's big questions, manifesting your dream reality, or simply learning to know, trust, and love yourself, this is your space to create a life that feels so desirable that you would never want to escape it. So, let's skip the small talk and dive into the deep end. Your story starts here, and the pen is in your hand. Now let's get into the episode.
Dear Goddess, higher self, angels, the wise ones of love and right frequency, and the highest good of all. Thank you for speaking to me, through me, anything that I meant to share on this podcast today. And so it is. Hello, beautiful, beautiful soul, and welcome back to another episode. It was going to be the last episode in the Realign series, but I have a little treat for you, which I will share more about later in the episode. But yeah, we are heading in to the last chakra of the 7 different main chakras that we have in our bodies. And I've been doing this series for now 6 episodes. And as we are diving into the last episode, we are speaking on and channeling. You heard me do the little prayer in the beginning. I wanted to keep that in there because that has a lot to do with the crown. The crown is our connection to higher powers, source, universe, God, your higher self, universal intelligence, whatever you resonate with. That is the crown chakra. And we sometimes give a lot of our power away. We sometimes put all of our knowing into other people. But when we learn to first come back to our own truth through the third eye, we can also start to open up to receive guidance from the higher realm, from a bigger energy. It can also even be Mother Nature. But like this divine, all knowing energy that is here to support us. Because our life is a co creation. And we don't have to go on this journey by ourselves. We get to ask for help. We get to ask for guidance, for signs, for support on our path as we step more and more into who we truly came here to be. And the color of the crown is violet. And it's such a powerful, powerful chakra. And what I wanted to talk about today, I feel like it's going to be a very short episode, but there's just something that is so important while we're on our journey. And that is trust. To trust that everything is happening for you instead of to you. To trust that, especially when you connect to that higher intelligence, that you will get to where you're meant to go. A lot of the times we force something to happen in our life. We think that, oh, we haven't done enough work, we haven't become enough of who we're meant to be, and we constantly look for something that's not here in the present moment. And for me, the crown chakra is a lot about this. It's a lot about trusting the timing, the divine timing of how your life is unfolding. Because you're exactly where you're meant to be. You are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. I want you to take this in. Like, really sit with this feeling, being like, wow, okay, I might be going through some heavy shit. I'm doing really good. I might be in neutral. But wherever you are, and no matter how you feel, you are exactly where you're meant to be. And I'm not saying that you need to just not do anything. I'm not saying that we're not in control over our own destiny in our own life, because we have free will and we get to make our choices. But it's the knowingness that as long as you keep following your truth, and we have worked through all of these chakras, we have aligned to what our truth is, we have fully stepped into the path of becoming the person that we came here to be. As long as we are taking the time to do the things that nourish us, to fuel us, and to keep our vessel as healthy and as nurtured as possible, you're always going the right way. I also think that the more you take the action steps, we talked a little bit about this in the third eye, when you take the action steps, when you move towards your truth, you will start trusting yourself. Self-trust is so important when you're on this journey, when you are moving towards your manifestations or your dreams, desires, whatever it is. If you don't know how to trust yourself, there's going to be a disbalance, because you're not going to trust yourself to get you where you want to go. So trusting yourself is number one, and then learning to work with the universe. I say the universe or God, or source. I kind of switch around, really, but whatever word works for you. Trusting that you're not alone. You are not alone. And ways that I like to communicate with the universe is to be in prayer. This is something that I am getting into. And also, before I get into like what you can do to communicate more with the universe, I am also pretty new to this chakra. I've worked a lot with the lower chakras, and I feel really good with working with them and talking about them. So speaking about this chakra is a little uncomfortable, but in a good way. And it's still a part of my path. It's still a part of where I'm heading, you know? So just know that like I'm still working on my things and I'm still learning to trust. I don't completely fully trust the universe or even myself for that matter in this very moment. I know it's getting better and it's gotten so much better than it used to be. But it's still a journey. And sometimes things happen that make you trust the universe less. Or you think that like you want something and then it gives you something else and you're like, but I gave you this desire and I spoke this into the universe and I really like let you know that this is what I want. But also trusting that the universe knows better than you. You don't have all the answers for your truth. And what I love to do when I manifest, when I work with manifestation, we manifest all the time, by the way. Manifestation is not just like a one-time thing that you do and you write your scripting. It's constantly your thoughts, your beliefs, all these things help you manifest what you actually want. So if you don't believe that you can manifest something, you won't manifest it. Or that you're not worthy of it, or whatever it is. All these limiting beliefs. That's also something we can talk about in another episode if you are curious. I've done a lot of work with manifestation and it's really interesting. And I think a lot of people bypass a lot when it comes to manifestation. So let me know. Let me know if you want to hear more about that. So trusting that the universe is always sending you what is needed for you to evolve and grow. And what I love to do when I manifest is to say this or something better. I get to have this or something better. Because sometimes we can be stuck in our ego. We can manifest from a place of lack or whatever, and the universe wants you to have everything that you desire. Literally everything that is your truth, it wants you to have. But we have this conditioning that we have grown up into, and our limiting beliefs that are holding us stuck in one vibration. So sometimes the universe is giving you things that you don't really want, but that's the vibration that you're on. And in order to get to the next level, to get to where you actually want to go, you have to pass the test almost. You have to show the universe that you know you're worthy. You know that you are deserving of that next thing. So sometimes that looks like if you're manifesting your dream partner. Sometimes that looks like a shiny carrot coming in and being like, "Ooh, this guy got everything that I want except that one thing." That is really important to me. That is the universe like dangling this carrot in front of you, being like, "Are you really sure that you think you're worthy of it? Do you really, really think that you deserve to have this?" And it's not in a spiteful way. It's like, are you actually able to hold it? Are you actually able to hold this dream person when they show up? Because if you don't think you're worthy of it, you're not going to see that person. You're literally not going to even notice them. Or you might notice them and be like, no, they're not for me. I don't deserve that. He's too good for me. So working with the universe and being on a team, you're on a team. So seeing how, like synchronicities. I talked about how you can start communicating with the universe. Synchronicities. What is showing up in your life? What is the universe showing you? Like literally showing you. Become more aware of the things that are happening around you. Another thing you can do is to pray. I started talking about that. And this is also very new territory for me. But I love it. I think it's such a great way to just connect even deeper. Even just doing like a short prayer before you meditate. Be like I did in the beginning of this podcast episode, being like, speak to me, through me, anything that I am meant to hear and to share. And silence is always a great way. Not like filling all the empty space around you with things. Just creating more space for you to be able to hear, to clearly hear. And also keeping your body, your vessel, the thing that is meant for you to receive, healthy, taking care of yourself. Because if you're in a low vibration, you're not going to be able to hear the higher guidance, the higher vibrations. If you think of like the 3D and the 5D, there's a different consciousness, there's a different vibration to those levels, those dimensions. And the higher you raise your vibration, the more you're going to be able to start hearing. So leaning into more joy, more pleasure, more bliss, and also playing with the sacral chakra and letting go of any of those stuck energies within you that are holding that vibration down. So releasing anger, releasing sadness, working on your worthiness complex, like all of these things will help you to be able to open up your crown chakra. I also have a little exciting announcement. I am pushing the rebirth of the podcast just to give myself more space around it and not have to stress. So that means also that the 2 events that I'm hosting are getting pushed. So the Connect to Express, it used to be called Goddess Resonance, so if you've heard that name, that is the same event as Connect to Express. That is being hosted on June 25th, same time. I will leave the link down below if you desire to connect deeper to your innate truth, to your body's wisdom through your womb, into your heart, and be able to speak that through your throat. This is also really good. Maybe if you don't have, like, if there's any sexual trauma that's very recent, it can be very, very intense. And if you haven't processed a lot of it, it can almost be hurtful for you. But if you have gone through any sexual trauma in the past that you've worked through, or even if you've just had bad experiences with sexual partners in the past and you wanna be able to take back that power and be able to be like, no, from now on, I let them know if I don't want anything. I speak my truth. I share with my voice my desires, my dreams, and set the boundaries. And this can be in any like area of your life, but I think the sexual part is really, really important. Because as women, people pleasers, We have a tendency to say yes to things because we don't want to let people down. And that's a fuck no. That is a fuck no. We are not doing that anymore. So join Connect to Express if you desire to be able to stand in your power, your pleasure, and your body's wisdom. And then we also have the Body of Art in person experience. Also, the Connect to Express is for free, and it's an online workshop on Zoom. So anyone who wants to join, women, can join. And then, yes, the Body of Art, which will be a in-person event in Oslo where we will do a cacao ceremony. There's body paint, there's dance, there's singing, there's sisterhood. It's just gonna be so incredibly magical, and it's a big like reclamation of our feminine essence, really creating a space and spending 4 hours on our pleasure, really just pouring into our own cup. The early bird pricing will go up the pricing will go up. So the early bird will be until June 22nd. So if you're interested, check out the links in the bio. I will link both of them down below. And then we have the little exciting surprise. Yes, that was not the exciting surprise, even though it is really exciting. Since I am pushing the rebirth 1 week, I have another week that there needs to be an episode in, so I have decided to record a chakra activation for you guys. So that will be the next week's episode. I'm really excited to help you just embody it even more. I also have a free guide if you desire to, if you're more tactical and you want to work with the different chakras, and I have journaling prompts and exercises and all of that, which I can also link down below. That's the True Self map. That's what it's called. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. It means the world to me that you come back. I love that you've been loving the series, and I'm so excited to share the rebirth of the podcast. It feels so aligned, and the name came through, and I have photos because I did a photo shoot a few weeks ago, and the photos are coming through again as well, and it's just it's the next iteration, it's the next level. Yeah. Also, check me out on Instagram. I've changed the name. It's called Emma of the Earth. It's just so good, and it feels so resonant. I love being on this path, on the spiritual journey. I love evolving. I love stepping more and more into the person that I truly came here to be. And there are ups and downs, and you will get thrown shit in your face sometimes, but it's how you work with it. It's how you bounce back. It's how you to lean into the discomfort, even though your natural instinct, your fear, is to pull back. That's how you grow. That's how you become fully your true, authentic self. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and listening. I would also love it if you sent this to a friend who you think would resonate with this episode. And I will see you in the next episode, which is the chakra alignment meditation. I love you so much. Bye.